Namaste and welcome. It is Rishi here from meditatewithrishi.com, and today we are speaking about something really important: how to sit correctly to enter deep states of meditation. Something specific you can do at the beginning of your practice when you sit down that will take you into deep states of meditation. Okay, so if you are in a place where you're doing your practice, but there is a lot of monkey mind, the mind is wandering in many different directions, and you're finding it difficult to concentrate, to focus, to be present, to go deep, then this video is for you. Okay, so before we get into that, a couple of things. One, booking is currently open for one-to-one mentoring with me. More on that at the end of the video, but you can book at meditatewithrishi.com a free consultation with me. And secondly, I have got a gift for you. So for my coaching clients, I created a really cool cheat sheet called the 11 Yogic Rules for Daily Peace. Okay, so these are 11 simple rules that you can apply to instantly increase the amount of peace you feel every single day. Okay, so that is it. Oh, you can get it at meditatewithrishi.com/cheat sheet. Okay, I will link it in the description box below. Okay, so we are ready to get into it. How should we sit when we start our practice? What should we do? I want to share with you a very subtle, very small, but significant shift you can make that will take you into deeper states of meditation. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, this is all to do with sitting. Okay, we often underestimate the importance of sitting correctly. Okay, in the 8 limbs of yoga, the scientific path to self-realization, limb number 3 is asana. It is the sitting posture. It is an entire limb on its own. Can you imagine that? That's how important how you sit is. Okay, so I want to speak a bit about this today. Now, what we want to do when we sit is, first of all, we want to enjoy we want to enjoy the sitting. The sitting is the practice. The sitting is the practice. We have to enjoy our sitting. So quite often, what happens in this fast-paced life that we live, that meditation also is a kind of a chore on our to-do list, right? We need to tick it off that, oh yes, I did my meditation. So what this often does is that when we come and sit, we're like, okay, I'm going to get on the mat. I'm going to quickly sit, and I'm going to start my meditation, right? And it's something we treat it as something to do, another activity that we need to do, and because of this rushed mentality that we come in with, we're not really able to actually get into meditative states, and this is a problem. I'm laughing because we're so silly, aren't we? We treat everything like a job that we have to get done. So what we want to change ultimately is the kind of mindset that we're coming in with. The sitting is like a resting place for you. It is a space for rest. It is a space for rejuvenation. It is a safe space where you are coming and just becoming totally present, coming back home to the peace, to the silence, to the stillness that is within you. It is not something to be rushed. Okay. So this is not it. I'm going to give you an actual method that you can employ, but I hope you get the idea. Okay, so if we look at the 8 limbs of yoga, right? In the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, the sage Patanjali gives us a very simple rule for how to sit, and it is sthira sukham asanam, which means the posture, the asana, should be sthira and sukha, which means it should be steady and it should be comfortable. Okay, the only rule for the posture is that the posture should be steady and comfortable. Now these two words They look very simple, but they are very, very deep in what they mean. So let's look at the first one, comfort. The posture should be comfortable, which means that there should be no pains happening. Pains and aches should not be there. Okay? So quite often, when you start meditating, you sit for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, the body begins to ache, it begins to hurt, and you cannot sit any longer. Right? So the posture is not comfortable. That means meditation is not happening, which means that you're just now basically suffering. Yeah. So the posture needs to be comfortable. Now, obviously, the more you sit, the longer you'll be able to sit. But if you're getting aches and pains quite quickly, it means that the body is not fit. There are toxins in the body. So what you need to do is you need to start exercising. You need to start, maybe have a yoga practice, flush out those toxins, and you need to clean up your diet. Okay, heavy foods that are, make you sluggish, create toxins in the body, in the mind, right? It makes you very dull, tamasic, and you will not be able to sit, right? To be able to sit still, the body needs to be clean and light and fresh. This is really important, okay? So that's the first one, comfort. Comfort comes from creating an environment in the body that is very clean, very light, essentially. So this is where your diet and your exercise comes in, okay? Secondly, is steady, right? So we've covered comfort, how to be comfortable. And the second one is steady. So you need to be steady when you're sitting. Now, steady means obviously the outward steadiness, where you are not moving anything. Nothing is moving. Total stillness. So once you're very comfortable, you can remain steady like a rock. This is how we must sit. But it is not only the outer steadiness. The steadiness needs to be within as well. The different energies within your body that are running need to be brought to a standstill. This comes naturally when we do the next part, which is pranayama, right? The control of the energy within. I teach all of this in detail in the one-to-one coaching. But what I want to share with you today, we're getting now to the technique, is what you can do immediately, right? When you sit down. And it's very, very simple, okay? So here we go. When you sit down to practice, before you start any technique, before you start any method or watching the breath or anything, the first thing that you want to do is you want to relax the body completely. And you're probably thinking, well, I do this, but I want to maybe suggest that if you are not able to concentrate well, you may not be relaxing well enough, okay? So some good time is needed here, 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes is usually a good amount of time to really relax the body. And the way that you do this relaxation is very simply by taking your attention to every single body part and relaxing it with love. So for example, if you start at your toes and come one by one all the way to your head, you go to each body part mentally. You just go to there, like your toes, for example, the big right toe, the little right toe. And mentally you take your attention there and you relax it. You can even say thank you. Thank you to your body parts for always just working so well for you. It is a time for you to sit down and really become present, really appreciate your body and send it love. And if you relax in this way, if you do, go to each and every body part and relax it, you will notice that you are becoming more and more grounded. You are becoming more and more present. And there is this lightness that emerges within you. So instead of feeling like heavy and sluggish, you feel very light and very alert, actually, if you do it correctly. And this alertness that you feel is the kind of energy that you need to channel to good concentration. Then if you want to focus on the breath, it comes naturally. Then if you want to focus on a mantra, it comes naturally. But this calm energy needs to be cultivated. This lightness needs to be cultivated, and it will happen just through relaxing. So the idea is that you don't come to the mat in a rush and aim to leave quickly. You come there to relax. In fact, if you only have 10 minutes, forget about meditating. Just come and relax the body. Wow. You come and relax the body and you wake up, and when you get up, you are going to be refreshed, rejuvenated, recharged. It's really, really, really impactful, right? It activates the natural healing abilities of your body. So if you take one thing from this video, in fact, there is only one thing to take, is that you must come to the mat, sit and relax completely with full attention. Relax each and every body part before you begin the practice. You will notice significant improvement in your concentration, in your mindfulness, how light you feel, how easy you feel, how amazing you feel. You will notice this, okay? So that is it. Now I want to share, before I go, I want to share something really cool with you. To just think about this, okay? I said this in the start of the video, that the sitting is the practice. It's not doing anything that's the practice. The sitting is the practice. So allow me to explain what this means. Now, you may know Thich Nhat Hanh, the amazing Buddhist Zen master, right? So one of the things that he explains so well is that he says that it's very funny how in English, in the English language, we say certain things. So for example, we say the wind is blowing, right? We say the wind is blowing. But when you look deeper into it, you realize that actually the action of blowing is what we call wind. There is no separate wind and separate blowing. The fact that something is blowing, that's the wind. The wind is the blowing. Do you understand? The wind is the blowing. In the same way, we say the rain is falling. The rain is falling. So again, there is no separate rain and separate falling. The falling is the rain. It's only when it's falling from the sky that we say that's rain, right? The rain is the falling. Do you understand? So the wind is the blowing, right? The rain is the falling, okay? And in the same way, the Buddha is sitting. The Buddha is sitting. There is no separate Buddha and separate sitting. The very act of sitting, is the Buddha himself. So when you sit in this way, when you sit like a mountain, when you sit and you smile to your body, when you sit and you relax and you are perfectly at ease with just sitting, then automatically you are a Buddha. You are enlightened. The enlightenment is in the sitting itself. So this is the importance of sitting correctly. In fact, if you sit correctly, you need not do anything else. A great segue into my favorite quote. Just sitting, doing nothing, the grass grows by itself. So there you have it. This is how to sit for deeper states of meditation. Thank you very much for listening. Namaste.